All right, let's talk about circles and particularly the area and perimeter of circles. So consider this circle. Notice this is the radius, and the formula for the area of a circle is area equals pi times the radius squared. I substitute the 4 in for the radius. You do the exponent first, so 4 squared is 16. It's 16 pi. Now, a lot of times people just want the answer like that. So I could say the area is 16 pi square meters. So that's the answer. But other times people say, no, right, the answer rounded to the nearest hundredth place. In that case, I would do 16 times, and I like to use the pi button on the calculator because instead of 3.14, you're going to get 3.14159265. You're going to get a really long version of pi, which is going to be more accurate. And it comes out to be something like this. Rounded to the hundredth place, it would be 50.27 square meters. So if you're rounding to the nearest hundredth, this is the 10th, this is the 100th. You want to look next door. If this digit is 5 or bigger, you round that one up, and that's why this became this. That's the area. Let's look at perimeter. So the perimeter formula is circumference of a circle equals 2 pi r. So I go 2 times pi. Remember, the radius was 4, so I throw that in there. 2 times 4 is 8. So I could say that the circumference, that is the distance around, so area is this inside space. That's what this was. But circumference is just the distance around the circle. That's 2 pi r. And that's going to be 8 pi meters. So circumference is just meters, but area was square meters. We'll talk about why that is in just a second. So this is the answer, but again, if somebody wanted it rounded to 2 decimal places, first of all, I would use the pi button on my calculator, not 3.14. That's not going to be as accurate. Use the pi button on your calculator. 8 times the pi button on your calculator is something close to this. Rounded to 2 decimal places to the nearest hundredth place is 25.13 meters. Here's why. To round to the nearest hundredth, I put my finger here, I look next door. If that number is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 or bigger, then you round this up. If it's not, which this is not, then you just round it off to 25.13 meters. Now, why is circumference in meters and why is area in square meters? Because area is saying there are 50, a little over 50 squares that are 1 meter by 1 meter. If you have a circle that's 4 meters in radius, then you have almost, well, 15, I started to say almost 51. It's more like closer to 50. It's like you have 50 squares, literal squares that are 1 meter by 1 meter that would fit on the inside of this circle. So that's what this is saying. So square meters, that's what square meters means. Whereas the circumference is just a measurement around. You don't have any squares on this line around the circle, so that's just in meters. There you go. So there's a little summary of area and perimeter of a circle.